You could win.
Could too, yeah, that's the thing. I've kind of learned these past couple of years to not get my confidence too high, kind of stay level-headed and, just go with the flow.
How has the leadership of Noisy, Shane Bowers, your dad, Jason Myers, what's it like having all this sprint car pedigree in your pit area?
It's huge. I was just telling a guy in an interview, having, grown up with my dad as my crew chief, my driver coach, and dad, most importantly, has been, huge for me, sped up my learning curve, multiple years, I think. So hats off to my dad, of course, for being the man he is and, working so hard to develop my racecraft and my feedback to the crew chief as a young kid. And, Jason's done a lot with me on that as well and taught me a lot of the business side of the sport at a young age. So super thankful to all of them. And yeah, Noisy's a great role model for all of us. For Stefan, it's his first full-time year on the road, and Jordan's been on the road for a couple years, but the way he does stuff is first class. So it's good for him to be teaching us all that way.
What's it like to finally make it after the checkers?
Dude, it's sick, dude. It started raining after I-70, didn't get to do it there. I don't think it was a thing.
Yeah, we didn't start it until after Lakeside. You won everything before that.
Yeah. So had a big drought in May.
It's like 12 races.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
12 race drought. I think we weren't even on the podium.
That's tough.
Funny you say that, or funny I say that. I have not been on the podium one time, I don't think, other than when I win. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I think you're right. That's
yeah.
I don't know how good that is.
That's not a good thing. We're just figuring that out here, so we're going to work on that.
That's after the checkers here at Lake Ozark. We'll be back in about less than 48 hours at Lucas Oil Speedway Friday night.
Cars are on the racetrack now for Dirt Draft Hot Laps tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway with Kubota Highland Racing. Let's introduce you to the drivers that are out there on the Speedway for the first session of the night. Making his way off of turn number 4 now, the drivers from Memphis, Tennessee. He drives the High Performance Lubricants, Mike's Pool Care, CP Carrillo, AR Dyno Specialties, TJ Forged Wheels. Number 3, it's Howard Moore. Howard Moore in the 3M. Also on the front stretch now, from Monrovia, Indiana, that's the Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, CoastalRaceParts.com, number 13 of Justin Peck. Justin Peck in car number 13. And rolling into turn number 1 now from Sikeston, Missouri, the branch event venue, High Breeder Foundation Service, Inland Rigging, Marchand Cattle Company, Eddie Gilstrap Motors, number 19H. It's 100% Hunter Schurenberg. Hunter Schurenberg in the 19H. Making his way into turn number 2 now from Visalia, California. That's the Commercial Edge, Rasmussen Service Center, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Fat Ed's Eyewear, number 8. It's Corey Eliason. Corey Eliason in car number 8. And working down the back straightaway now from Overland Park, Kansas, it is the birthday boy. It's the J.B. Henderson Construction, Mesquite Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, Miller Bonded, Giacomo's Vineyard, number 45X, 18-year-old Jace Park. Jace Park in the 45X. And behind him, from Enumclaw, Washington, it's the Casey Kane Racefield, Mike Kerr, Brumo's Collection, Factory Kane Shocks, Kane Screen Print number 9 of Casey Kane. Casey Kane in car number 9. Final 2 cars on the racetrack, coming off of turn number 4 now from Rio Linda, California, the Beaver Drill and Tools, Sondro Manufacturing, Bleeding Disorders of the Heartland, number 12X of the Rocket, Roger Crockett. And your final car on the racetrack, making his Highland Racing debut here tonight from Farmington, Missouri, the Riches Towing, J. Masson Trucking, number 8S of Steve Short. Steve Short in the 8S. Green flag is out for the first Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night. Track's still a little bit greasy as the sun starts to poke out from behind the clouds for only about the second time today. It's been mostly cloudy all day long. The sun just now hitting the racing surface. Fastest so far is Justin Peck at 16.311. Casey Kane second, 16.742. Hunter Schurenberg, 16.786. As the yellow flag comes out, not the checkered, signifying that the drivers will now pace around the racetrack at slow speed before they get back underway at full song. When they pace the track like this under caution flag conditions, it does help run that racing surface in and get that grease kind of knocked off it a little bit more and a little bit more. So after these cars will pace around for 2 or 3 laps, we'll send them back on their way and see if we can get anywhere or any better lap times. 16.311 by that guy right right there. Justin Peck, who finished second at Lake Ozark Speedway 2 nights ago on Wednesday. Looking for that first win of the year. The green lights come on. We're back underway here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Steve Short goes to the top. As I say that, Justin Peck takes it right back away in a 15:154, so gaining about a second in time since we did that little track packing session. Casey Kane up to second at 15:502. Corey Eliason at 15:569. Justin Peck now goes quicker into the 14-second bracket at a 14:824. White flag is out. And on his final lap, Casey Kane jumps to the top here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Kane, 14:765. In car number 9, he is the fastest. Justin Peck right behind him at 14:824. Corey Eliason, 15:048. Hunter Schoenberg, 15:095. And Jace Park at a 15:717. The top 5 so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps: Steve Short, Roger Crockett, and Howard Moore. The rest of the running order there after the first session. Group number 2 now making their way onto the racetrack. The first one onto the Speedway comes to us from Fredericktown, Missouri. It's the Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports, Gifford Homes, Cooper Racing Enterprises, number 79. That is Gage Montgomery. Gage Montgomery in car number 79. And rolling up next to him on the backstretch from Kokomo, Indiana, the Chalksticks Torsion Bars Townline Variety Indy Race Parts High Performance Lubricants number 9P. It's Parker Price Miller. Parker Price Miller in the 9P. Behind those guys, from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, that's the Mobile One Toyota Racing Development, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83. It's James McFadden. James McFadden in car number 83. From Higginsville, Missouri, the KC's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Dittsville Transfer, Restless Spirits, number 21. It's Blackjack, Brian Brown. Brian Brown in the 21. Making his way off at turn number 4 now from Lubbock, Texas. It's the High Plains Building Division, Carbon Safety Technology, Lubbock Wrecker, 5 Nights Truck Accessories, ShopTruckParts.com, number 1 of Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in car number 1. And the most recent winner with Kubota Highlander Racing makes his way off at turn number 4 now. From Clovis, California, the Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Entree Plumbing, SynCal, driven to save lives. Number 14, it's Corey Day. Corey Day in the 14. Final driver on the Speedway from Lone Jack, Missouri. It's the Jesse Hockett Racing, Casey Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund, Wagner Boys Racing, number 77 of Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner in the 77 as we go back to green flag conditions here in session number 2. Corey Day jumps up to second, quickest so far in hot laps at a 14:784. Brenham Crouch up to P6 at 15:584. Nobody else able to jump up in the top 10. Gage Montgomery, or sorry, top 5 I should say, is Gage Montgomery is 8th quickest right now at 15:753. Montgomery now to 6th quick at 15:165. Yellow flag is back out. And I believe we are going to have the drivers pack in the surface once again, as the track still does appear to be a little bit greasy out there even after 2 sessions. The track record, we mentioned at the top of the show, a 12.998 set just last year by Garrett Williamson. And so we expect to see these drivers at least in the mid-13s before we get into qualifying time trials here. Tonight, just the 3rd ever 410 wing sprint car race to ever be held here in the very long history of Lucas Oil Speedway. It was built in the early 2000s. Just has not had many 410 wing sprint car races here in the past. As we mentioned earlier, 2008, the first one with the World of Outlaws. Jack Hodenshield was the winner that night. And then just last year with the POWRi 410 series, Garrett Williamson the winner. Casey Kane in car number 9, still fastest right now in hot laps at a 14.765. Then Corey Day, Justin Peck, Corey Eliason, and Hunter Schoenberg as the green flag comes back out in this second Dirt Draft hot lap session. Contact off the corner in turn number 4 as Jack Wagner nearly lost the handle on that machine. He came down the racetrack, got in the side of Gage Montgomery. They got together, both able to keep on going as the white flag is out in session number 2. Corey Day has taken over the top spot here now as I say that, Brenham Crouch goes to the top in car number 1. Checkered flag waving from the flag stand. So after session number 2, new driver at the top of the speed charts, the only one in the 13-second bracket in car number 1, it is Brenham Crouch at a 13.942. Corey Day is second at 14.156. James McFadden in third at 14.331. Gage Montgomery fourth at 14.441. And Casey Kane in fifth at 14.765. Our third session of drivers has made their way onto the racetrack. They are led out by the driver to Lebanon, Indiana. That's the True Timber Camo. Nice Cretan Landis block. JRC Transportation, High Performance Lubricants, philpools.com. Number 5, Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in car number 5. And next to him on the backstretch from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Spire Motorsports, number 7 BC. It's Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney in the 7 BC. Driver that made his Highland Racing debut 2 nights ago at Lake Ozark Speedways on the backstretch as well from Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Bob Hurley RV X9 chassis, Tulsa Sod Mulch, Outlaw Wings, Eaton Industrial, number 22M. It is Reese Moran. Reese Moran in the 22M. And coming off of turn number 4 now from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Sitgard Engine Oil, Hampel Oil, Mystic Lubricants, Western Flyer Express, Deathbridge Optical, number 5T. It's Ryan Timms. Ryan Timms in the 5T. And from Arlington, Tennessee, the FSR Radiators, Estelle Truck Repair, Driven Racing Oil, Engler Machine and Tool, number 23B. The driver is Brian Bell. Brian Bell in the 23B. And the 5-time World of Outlaws champion makes his way off the 4th quarter. He's also the current points leader with Kubota Highland Racing from Grass Valley, California. The Casey Kane Racer, Mike Curb, Nop Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Max Morazo's number 49. It's the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in car number 49. Final car in this session from Dexter, Missouri. It's the Amick Burnett Funeral Chapel, Scott County Crematory, Schaefer's Oil, Brown Construction, number 50K. It is Kyle Bellum. Kyle Bellum in the 50K. Those are the drivers in Dirt Draft Hot Lap Session number 3. Dirt Draft will be the presenting sponsor of Hot Laps for every Highlander Racing event in 2024. The Dirt Draft app allows you to play against hundreds of dirt racing fans across the country. Simply select 5 drivers each night while staying under a $100,000 salary cap and accumulate points in the process. Use those points in the speed shop to buy all kinds of things. Download the Dirt Draft app today or visit dirtdraft.com for more information. Green flag is out for our 3rd session of the night. Spencer Baston moves into the 3rd spot. Now Brian Bell up to P2. Brad Sweet goes to P1. 13.873. So the Big Cat right now quickest in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Tyler Courtney now up to 2nd quickest. 6 1,000ths off the time by Sweet. And And as the checkered flag waves on his final time by, Brad Sweet goes up to a 13.715. He is the fastest now in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Brad Sweet in car number 49. Tyler Courtney is second at 13.733. Brian Bell, 13.941. Brenham Crouch at 13.942. And Spencer Baston fifth at 14.010. Corey Day, Ryan Timms, Kyle Bellum, James McFadden, and Gage Montgomery, the top 10 as we roll on with our next group of cars. They are led out by the driver out of Gravois Mills, Missouri. It's the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel, the Stewart House. Number 3 car, it is Ayrton Jeniton. Ayrton Jeniton in car number 3. And a late arrival to the racetrack here tonight from Mount Vernon, Indiana. It's the Daniel Dean's Men's Clothing, Ingram Machine and Tool Momentum Suspension number 42B. It's Andy Bishop. Andy Bishop in the 42B. The other 42 car, the white and gray car on the inside of that front row. From Apollo, Pennsylvania, it's the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Diesel Property Management, MAV Motorsports number 42. That is Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. And from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrewBid.com, Baps Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19, it is Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. And his fellow Pennsylvanian gets fired off now from Hanover, PA. It's the Pell's Tire Service, RF Knox Company, the Auto Barn. Number 1A, it is Jacob Allen. Jacob Allen in the 1A. And in turn number 3 now from Canton, Illinois, it's the NOS Energy Drink. Logan Contractor, Elliott's Custom Trailers, TK Concrete, Zip Bonds. Number 55, it is Chris Wyndham. Chris Wyndham in the 55. Final car in this session is from Lone Jack, Missouri, the KC Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hockett Racing, Dirt Track Souvenir, SNS Electrical, Jefferson Street Storage, number 73. That is Samuel Wagner. Samuel Wagner in car number 73. Those are the drivers in our 4th of 5 Dirt Draft Hot Lap sessions here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway for the Diamond Classic, night number 1 here with Kubota Highlander Racing. Green flag comes out on the 4th session. Brent Marks moves into the 3rd spot. Cy Lynch goes to the top now at 13.700. So car number 42, first time here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway, finding speed early. As I say that, there goes Brent Marks right back to the top, 13.686. And car number 19 as the checkered flag waves. Well, on his final time by the finish line, it is Brent Marks with the fastest lap so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 13.654. Behind him, it is Cy Lynch, who is also in that group at a 13.700. Brad Sweet, 13.715. Tyler Courtney, 13.733. And Brian Bell at a 13.941 rounds out the top 5. Behind him, Brenham Crouch, Chris Wyndham, Spencer Baston, Corey Day, and Ryan Timms. Looks like that first group of cars will come back onto the racetrack once again here. So the first group, when they were out on the speedway earlier, the track was well over a second slower. And so we want these drivers to come out and get a better feel for the racetrack for how it will be during their qualifying session. So what we'll do is we'll bring these drivers out. They'll run a couple of laps. They'll go off the track. Then we'll bring the 5th session on. And then these drivers right now will have plenty of time to get their cars in order for qualifying, which will happen directly after these hot lap sessions. So Justin Peck is back on the racetrack in that 13 car. His fastest lap earlier on, just to give you an idea, was a 14.824, which was 1.2 seconds slower than what we're seeing right now by Brent Marks. Casey Kane, he was a 14.765. He was actually the fastest of this group, and so he was over a second off the pace as well. So we'll see what these guys can do when they get back onto the racetrack, when it's kind of more rain in here and a little bit more closer to what they'll see in qualifying as well as the heat races later on. There is Hunter Schurenberg in the 19H. Has been here a time or two in the past, was third here without the wing on top of the USAC National Sprint Car Series in 2006, but has not been back to Lucas Oil Speedway since the mid-2000s. Schurenberg finished 23rd at the Lake Ozark Speedway on Wednesday night as we go back under green flag conditions. Once again, this is the first group of cars back on the racetrack for a second run. Casey Kane and Hunter Schurenberg and Corey Eliason all jump into the top 5. Kane second, Schurenberg third, Eliason fourth. Justin Peck now goes to the top at a 13.416. So checkered comes out. 4 of those drivers occupying the top 4 positions now. Casey Kane in car number 9, 13.412. Now the fastest in dirt draft hot laps. Justin Peck right behind him at 13.416. Corey Eliason 13.496. And Hunter Schurenberg at 13.555. Brent Marks rounds out the top 5 so far at 13.654. And this will be our final group of cars in dirt draft hot laps here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. They are led out by the young driver out of Sedalia, Missouri. It's the Impact Signs, Awnings, and Wraps, G&T Farms, A Masonry Materials, Starline Brass, Next LED number 21R. It is Gunnar Ramey. Gunnar Ramey in the 21R. And pulling up next to him, it's the current track record holder here at Lucas Oil Speedway from Columbia, Missouri. The Fisher Body Shop, SNS Nationwide, LRI, CNX, Eagle Stop, Sorrells, Impact Signs. Number 23, it's Garrett Williamson. Garrett Williamson in car number 23. And rolling into turn number 3 now from St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu, Curbagajanian Racing, El Bandito, Yankee Tequila, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Arc Zone, Lucas Oil Products, number 24 of Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in car number 24. Also on the Speedway from Odessa, Missouri, the Motor Haven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, Design Source Flooring, Able Group, TNT Equine, number 74. That is Xavier Doney. Xavier Doney in the 74. And from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, Maximum Raceway, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Holovodka, Rod Gross Motorsports, number 88. The driver is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in car number 88. And coming across the flag stand now from Angola, Indiana, the Sundollar Restoration, Ford Performance, Sage Fruit, Race Reading Foundation, number 26. That is Zeb Wise. Zeb Wise in the 26. And also on the racetrack from California, Missouri, the Elite Turf, Durdex Industries, Bonine Junction, Blank's Backhoe, number 75. It's Tyler Blank. Tyler Blank in the 75. We also see the 8S of Steve Short out there as well. Short is scheduled to be the 6th car out to qualify here tonight, but he did not make it back out for that second set of hot laps from the first group of cars, so they sent him out here in this final group, and then he'll turn right around and get in line to qualify. A couple cars into the top 10 here in this group. Zeb Wise, Xavier Doney. Now Doney to 9th. Zeb Wise goes to 8th on that lap. Gunnar Ramey into the top 5. 13.614 for the 21R. Rico Abreu up to 3rd. So that's going to do it tonight for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. The fastest driver overall here this evening, driving car number 9, it is Kasey Kahne, 13.412. Behind him, Justin Peck at 13.416. Rico Abreu in that last session, third overall at 13.473. Corey Eliason fourth at 13.496, and Hunter Schurenberg 13.555. Behind him, Gunnar Ramey, Brent Marks, Cy Lynch, Brad Sweet, and Zeb Wise, the top 10 in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Next up will be Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. They are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealers and the #1 Intech trailer dealers. No one sells more Toterhomes or Intech trailers than Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. We mentioned a few times tonight the track record, a 12.998 seconds set by Garrett Williamson on August 19th of 2023. So a little bit off of that track record. A 13.412 is the best we saw in the practice session there, so about a half second or so off the pace. For just the third ever 410 wing sprint car race to be held here at Lucas Oil Speedway. The first one, 2008, Jack Hodenshield, a winner with the Outlaws. And then just last year when Garrett Williamson took home the win with the Power I 410 series. Want to mention this real quick as well. Patrick Walker, if you are here tonight, if you are in the grandstands, Patrick Walker from Gardner, Kansas, you are the winner of tonight's Durst Dice Roll. We're going to need you down by the flag stand at the conclusion of tonight's modified feature event. Once again, Patrick Walker from Gardner, Kansas, you are the winner of the Durst Dice Roll here tonight. We're going to need you at the flag stand after tonight's modified feature to roll the Durst Dice. Cars are getting themselves prepared to hit the racetrack. While we are waiting, let's take a look at the point standings here for Kubota Highland Racing heading into tonight. Brad Sweet holds an 88-point lead over Tyler Courtney, a 192-point lead over Brent Marks, 241 over Corey Day, and 272 over Rico Abreu. Now, what this is showing here is the driver points. Now, when it comes to the owner points, it's a little bit different. That 6th position would belong to James McFadden Roth Motorsports, but in just the driver points, it is Justin Peck in 6th, Spencer Baston in 7th, Parker Price Miller 8th, James McFadden up to 9th, and Tanner Thorson currently rounds out the top 10 in Kubota Highland Racing point standings. Our last 10 winners, we've got quite a few of them here. Corey Day just picked up a win over at Lake Ozark the other night. Kyle Larson, a winner at Eagle. Rico Abreu winning night 2 of the Race Redeem Foundation race at I-70. Corey Day, night 1. James McFadden, Kyle Larson, Brent Marks, Danny Dietrich, Rico Abreu, Brad Sweet. Whole lot of different winners over the last couple of weeks with the series. We are now ready to begin Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Got our first 2 cars onto the Speedway, and the first one is out of Memphis, Tennessee. It's the High Performance Lubricants, Mike's Pool Care, CP Carrillo, AR Dyno Specialties, TJ Forge Wheels, 3M of Howard Moore, and from Monrovia, Indiana, the Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, number 13 of Justin Peck. Lap 1 for Howard Moore is a 13.540, 13540. Lap 1 for Peck, a 13.179, goes to the top, 13179. Lap number 2 coming up for Howard Moore, and it's going to be better to a 13.502. Justin Peck on lap number 2 is going to slow down to a 13.202. First lap better, 13.179. He is P1, and Howard Moore is in P2 after 2 cars so far in Flight A. We have Flight A and B, 18 cars in each one. After 32 cars with Highland Racing, we do split the field. Next 2 cars onto the racetrack, led out by the driver that was fastest overall in hot laps from Enumclaw, Washington. It's the Kasey Kahne Ratio Mike Kerr Brumo's Collection. Factory Kahne Shocks, Kahne Screen Print number 9 of Kasey Kahne. And also on the Speedway from Sykeston, Missouri, the Branch Event Venue High Breeder Foundation Service, Inland Rigging, Marchand Cattle Company, Eddie Gill Strap Motors, number 19H. It is Hunter Schurenberg. Hunter Schurenberg, the 19H, Kasey Kahne in the 9. Lap 1 for Kahne, he's second quick at 13.213, 13213. Hunter Schurenberg on lap number 1 is a 13.383. He is third quick on his opening lap. Casey Kane tonight in his Lucas Oil Speedway debut. And on lap number 2, he's going to slow down to a 13.352. Hunter Schoenberg is going to improve. Stays third, however, at 13.223. Second lap was faster. He is third quick. Casey Kane is second quick. Two more cars rolling trackside on the back straightaway. From Visalia, California, the Commercial Edge, Rasmussen Service Center, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Fat Ed's Eyewear, number 8 of Corey Eliason, and another number 8 cars out there as well. From Farmington, Missouri, the Riches Towing, J. Masson Trucking, number 8S of Steve Short. Steve Short in the 8S and Corey Eliason in the 8. Eliason tonight making his Lucas Oil Speedway debut. Lap number 1 is to the top. 13.050, 13.050. Steve Short on lap 1 is a 14.093, 14.093. Corey Eliason about a half of a tenth off the track record on lap 1. Lap number 2 is not going to get there. 13.101, 13.101. Steve Short on lap number 2 is better to a 13.959, 13.959. Short is P6. Meanwhile, Corey Eliason sets the bar now at a 13.050. Very, very close. 52 one-thousandths of a second off the track record here for Lucas Oil Speedway. Next onto the racetrack from Overland Park, Kansas, it's the birthday boy, the J.B. Henderson Construction, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, Miller Bond, and Giacomo's Vineyard, number 45X of Jace Park. And also on the racetrack from Rio Linda, California, the Beaver Drill and Tools, Saw Drill Manufacturing, Bleeding Disorders of the Heartland, number 12X of the Rocket, Roger Crockett. Roger Crockett in the 12X, Jace Park in the 45X. Lap number 1 for Jace Park is going to be 6 quick, 13.905, 13.905. Crockett on lap 1. He goes to P5 at a 13.424, 13.424. On lap number 2 for Jace Park, will it be an improvement? It will. It's going to be a 13.523. And for Roger Crockett on lap number 2, he will not improve. A 13.693. First one better, 13.424. Crockett is 5th and Park is 7th of 8 cars so far in Flight A. Making his way onto the racetrack now from Fredericktown, Missouri, the Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports, Gifford Homes, Cooper Racing Enterprises, number 79 of Gage Montgomery, and also on the racetrack from Kokomo, Indiana, the Chalk Sticks Tours and Bars, Town Line Variety, Indy Race Parts, High Performance Lubricants, number 9P, the law firm, Parker Price Miller. Parker Price Miller in the 9P, and Gage Montgomery in the 79. Lap 1 for Montgomery is going to be 8th quick at 13.709, 13.709. PPM on lap number 1 is going to go 10th quick at 14.007, 14.007. Lap number 2 for Gage Montgomery. He will improve to a 13.635, 13.635. And Parker Price Miller on lap number 2. He'll go to 9th quick at 13.942, 13.942. Gage Montgomery 8th and Parker Price Miller in 9th. Corey Eliason very, very close to that track record, 13.050. The record is a 12.998. Maybe one of these two guys can break the record. Making his way onto the racetrack now from Higginsville, Missouri. It's the KC's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Sign, Dittsville Transfer, Restless Spirits, number 21 of Blackjack, Brian Brown. And from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the Mobile 1 Toyota Racing Development, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83 of James McFadden. James McFadden, the 83, Brian Brown in 21. Lap 1 for Brownie is going to be 7th quick at 13.520, 13.520. McFadden on lap 1. He goes 5th quick at 13.309, 13.309 on lap 1 for McFadden. Here comes Brian Brown. Lap number 2, it's going to be better. It's going to be a 13.483, 13.483 for McFadden on lap 2. He will slow down to a 13.477. First one better, 13.309. McFadden is 5th and Brian Brown is 7th. 6 cars left to qualify in Flight A. Next onto the racetrack, the most recent winner with the series. He's out of Clovis, California. The Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Oxtree Plumbing, Sincal, Driven to Save Lives, number 14 of Corey Day. And also on the racetrack from Lone Jack, Missouri, the Jesse Hockett Racing, Casey Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund, number 77 of Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner in the 77. Corey Day in the 14. Lap 1 for Corey Day, second quick, 13.136, 13.136. Wagner on lap number 1 is 12 quick at 13.643, 13.643. Corey Day looking for a track record, maybe off the 4th corner. He will not get it, 13.244. He is still second. Meanwhile, Jack Wagner goes faster on lap 2 to a 13.623. He is 11th overall. Meanwhile, Corey Day is second of 14 here in Flight A. Couple of young drivers hitting the racetrack now for their qualifying runs. From Lubbock, Texas, it's the High Plains Building Division. Carbon Safety Technology, Lubbock record, 5.9 Truck Accessories, ShopTruckCarts.com, number 1 of Brenham Crouch. And also on the racetrack from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Sigard Engine Oil, Hample Oil, Mystic Lubricants, Western Flyer Express, Deathridge Optical, number 5T of Ryan Timms. Lap 1 for Brenham Crouch, it's going to be 6 quick, 13.225, 13.225. Lap number 1 for Ryan Timms, he is 10th quick at 13.491, 13.491. Brenham Crouch had some speed earlier on in hot laps. Lap number 2 is going to go 4th quick, 13.212, 13.212. Lap 2 for Ryan Timms, he will slow down to a 13.569. First one better at a 13.491. Brenham Crouch 4th and Ryan Timms 10th. Here come your final 2 qualifiers in Flight A. Final 2 qualifiers in Flight A from Indianapolis, Indiana. The NOS Energy Drink, Elliott's Custom Pros and Carts. Spire Motorsports, number 7 BC of Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. And from Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Bob Hurley RV X9 Chassis, Tulsa Sod Mulch, Outlaw Wings, Eaton Industrial, number 22M, Reese Moran. Reese Moran in the 22M, Tyler Courtney in the 7 BC. Lap 1 for Tyler Courtney's 4th quick, 13.190, 13.190. Reese Moran on lap 1 is a 14.360, 14.360. Tyler Courtney looking for an improvement potentially off of turn number 4. Lap number 2, it's not going to get it. He's going to be a 13.235. First one better, 13.190. Reese Moran does improve to a 14.050 for Reese Moran. He's 18th quick of 18. And that's going to do it for Flight A. Corey Eliason, the fastest at 13.050. Corey Day, Justin Peck, Tyler Courtney, and Brenham Crouch, the top 5 in Flight A. $18 more cars to qualify as we begin Flight B. Next on the racetrack from Arlington, Tennessee, the FSR Radiators, Estelle Truck Repair, Driven Racing Oil, Engler Machine and Tool number 23B of Brian Bell. And from Grass Valley, California, the Casey Kane Racer of Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Max Racels number 49 of Brad Sweet. Lap number 1 for Brian Bell, a 13.225. Good lap for Brian Bell on lap number 1, and for Brad Sweet on lap 1. He's at a 13.183, goes to the top in Flight B, 13.183. Brian Bell, can he improve on the second time by? He can, 13.223, 13.223. Lap number 2 for Brad Sweet is going to go to a 13.236. His first one was better at 13.183. Brad Sweet P1, Brian Bell P2 after 2 cars here in Flight B. Next 2 onto the racetrack from Dexter, Missouri. This is the Amick Burnett Funeral Chapel, Scott County Crematory, Schaefer's Oil, Brown Construction, number 50K of Kyle Bellum. And from Lebanon, Indiana, the True Timber Camo, Nice Crete Landis Block, JRC Transportation, High Performance Lubricants, PhilPools.com, number 5 of Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in the 5, Kyle Bellum in the 50K. Bellum on lap 1 is going to be 13.678, 13.678. Here comes Baston on lap number 1. He will go to 3rd quick at 13.395, 13.395. Kyle Bellum off of turn number 4 to complete his qualifying run. It's going to slow down to a 13.731. And Spencer Baston off the top of the racetrack at turn number 4. He will slow down as well. Both of those drivers' first lap was the best. Spencer Baston was 3rd and Kyle Bellum was 4th. Brad Sweet still the best, 13.183. Sounds like we have a little bit of jam up on the scales right now, so waiting to get that cleared up over there before we send the next couple of cars. So a little bit of a jam up in the scale area outside of turn number 2. here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Brad Sweet, fastest right now in Flight B, 13.183, but the fastest overall is still Corey Eliason at a 13.050. Mentioning Brad Sweet here, has not been here to Lucas Oil Speedway since a 14th place result with the now defunct Tour and Topless Series back in 2006. That was the last time that Brad Sweet saw the Lucas Oil Speedway. So a little bit of a log jam over there in the scale pad area. Tony Laporta, I don't see you walking around. We got cars making their way to the racetrack. We'll catch up with Tony. Hey, Tony, are you there? Is Tony still at the go-kart track?
I am not at the go-kart track, but here comes Ayrton Genitin.
Here he comes. Here he comes. That is indeed correct there, Tony. I thought we might have more time to chat for a moment. 2 cars on the racetrack from Gravelly Mills, Missouri, the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel, the Stewart House, number 3 of Ayrton Genitin. And also on the racetrack from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrewBid.com, Baps Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19 of Brent Marks. Lap 1 for Genitin, 4th quick at 13.555, 13555. Brent Marks to the top, 13.133, 13133. Brent Marks to the top in Flight B. Lap number 2 for Ayrton Genitin. It's going to slow down to a 13.640. And for Brent Marks, he goes to the top all the way. He is now the fastest driver overall here tonight at 13.039. 13039. Brent Marks, the fastest overall here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway so far. So Brent Marks now to the top here in his Lucas Oil Speedway debut. Never seen this racetrack prior to tonight. Coming off of a 22nd place result at the Lake Ozark Speedway after blowing out 2 tires in the middle of that race. Comes into this evening 3rd in the overall point standings with Kubota High Limit Racing. 2 victories on the year with High Limit. One of them at Grandview Speedway in PA. The other one was at the Tri-City Speedway in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. Sounds like some potential more issues over there at the scale house. Now it looks like we are ready to go. Cars are making their way towards the racetrack for our next pairing of drivers. Next one onto the racetrack, he calls Mount Vernon, Indiana home. It's the Daniel Dean's Men's Clothing, Ingram Machine and Tool, Momentum Suspension number 42B of Andy Bishop. And also on the racetrack from Canton, Illinois, it's the NOS Energy Drink, Logan Contractor, Elliott's Custom Trailers, TK Concrete, Zip-Ons 55 of Chris Wyndham. Chris Wyndham in the 55, Andy Bishop in the 42B. Lap 1 for Bishop is 6th quick at 13.632, 13632. Lap number 1 for Chris Wyndham is 5th quick at 13.493, 13493. Here comes Andy Bishop to complete his qualifying run, and he will slow down to a 13.643. Chris Wyndham looking for an improvement on lap 2. He will get it, 13.450, 13450. Chris Wyndham 5th and Andy Bishop 7th of 8 cars so far in Flight B. So Brent Marks turns in the fastest Capital Custom Trailer qualifying lap so far at 13.039. Just when you thought the track may be slowing down a touch, that is not the case. Brent Marks goes out there and shows us that he has still got some speed out there. Waiting for things to get cleared up once again at the scale area before we send our next 2 cars. Here comes the next one right now. Next up, the driver calls Hanover, Pennsylvania home. It's the Pell's Tire Service, RF Knox Company, the Auto Barn, number 1A of Jacob Allen, and a fellow Pennsylvania makes his way onto the racetrack as well. From Apollo, PA, the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Diesel Property Management, MAP Motorsports, number 42. It's Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42, Jacob Allen in the 1A. Jacob and Cy both make their Lucas Oil Speedway debut here tonight. Jacob is 4th quick on lap 1 at 13.258, 13258. Lap number 1 for Cy Lynch. He is 2nd quick at 13.052, 13052. Jacob Allen on lap number 2. He will slow down just a tick to a 13.428. Cy Lynch on lap number 2. He goes better, but not to the top spots, a 13.049. Great pair of laps there for Cy Lynch. He is 2nd quick now in Flight B. Brent Marks, Cy Lynch, Brad Sweet, Brian Bell, and Jacob Allen. 2 more cars making their way trackside. On the back straightaway now from Lone Jack, Missouri. It's the Casey Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hockett Racing, Dirt Track Souvenir, SNS Electrical, Jefferson Street Storage, number 73 of Samuel Wagner. And also on the racetrack from Odessa, Missouri, the Motor Haven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, Design Source Flooring, Able Group, TNT Equine, number 74. It is Xavier Doney. Xavier Doney in the 74, Samuel Wagner in the 73. Lap 1 for Wagner is going to be 13.689, 1.3689. Doney on lap 1, how about 7th quick, 13.413, 1.3413. Wagner, 5th place finisher with the Power I War Sprint cars here earlier this year. He will go slow on lap number 2. Doney to 3rd quick, 13.179, 1.3179. That is 3rd quick for car number 74 of Xavier Doney. Absolutely fantastic lap time by the driver who's finished 2nd here on 3 different occasions without the wing on top of the car. As we continue on, here is the track record holder here at Lucas Oil Speedway from Columbia, Missouri. The Fisher Body Shop, SNS Nationwide, LRI, CNEX, Eagle Stop, Sorrells, Impact Signs 23 of Garrett Williamson. And from St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu, Kerbag of Janian Racing, El Bandito, Yankee Tequila, Messina Transportation, Arc Zone, Lucas Oil Products 24 of Rico Abreu. Lap 1 for Garrett Williamson is going to be 9th quick at 13.483, 1.3483. Rico is going to go 5th quick at 13.206, 1.3206. Here comes Garrett Williamson looking for an improvement off the 2nd corner, or off the 4th corner. He will go 8th quick now, 13.360. Rico Abreu up to 3rd quick, 13.146, 1.3146. Rico Abreu P3, and Garrett Williamson P8 of 14 here in Flight B. So 4 cars left to qualify here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. This kid was fast earlier on in hot laps. We'll see if he can keep it up here on his qualifying run. From Sedalia, Missouri, the Impact Signs, Awnings and Wraps, G&T Farms, A Masonry Materials, Starline Brass, Next LED, number 21R, it is Gunnar Ramey. Also on the racetrack from Angola, Indiana, the Sundollar Restoration, Ford Performance, Sage Fruit, Race Redeem Foundation, number 26, it's Zeb Wise. And an issue for Gunnar Ramey, he is slowing on the front straightaway. And this lap, I will give it to you if you're keeping track at home. Actually, does not come across the line with the lap time. Actually, yeah, he did not come across the line there with the lap time, it appears, for Gunnar Ramey. So not sure what the issue is there. We'll get a push vehicle in behind him, and he will go back to the pit area unless he tries to refire the car. Tony?
Chase, he's already taken his belts off down here, and as you can see, a couple different push vehicles show up. So whatever the issue is, Gunnar knows that it's not something that they can refire. Got a chance to talk to him back in the pit area before the evening got going, and as they get that 21 rolling off the track, it's an older Maxim frame than the one we saw him pilot just a few nights ago back at Lake Ozark. And that car that he ran at Lake Ozark was a newer Maxim chassis. They pulled the engine, they pulled everything out of that, put it back in this car that you see right now. That car, we saw him race with us back at Tri-City. What was that? Back in early May, I believe. So a little bit of swapping back and forth between chassis right now for Gunnar Ramey and crew. Hopefully nothing too serious for the driver of that 21. They're going to go back to the pits and find out right now.
Thank you very much, Tony. Yes, Gunnar Ramey has some experience here in the past at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Finished 2nd, actually, earlier this year at this racetrack in a 360 sprint car with the POWRi 360 Series. Finished 25th with High Limit at Tri-City earlier this year, as Tony had mentioned there. So Zeb Wise will go out by himself here, and we will wait to see if Ramey can make it back out at the end of this qualifying. He does not have much time, however. Lap number 1 for Zeb Wise is going to be 4th quick, 13.171, 1.3171. That is 4th on lap 1 for Zeb Wise. Zeb in the past year, a 7th place finish with a POWRi Midget in 2017. Lap number 2, he goes a little bit slower, 13.247. So 13.171. That is P4 for Zeb Wise with just 2 cars left to take a time in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. And those 2 cars are the driver from California, Missouri, the Elite Turf DirtX Industries, Bonine Junction, Blank's backhoe number 75 of Tyler Blank. And your final qualifier tonight from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Maximum Raceway, Messina Valley Transportation, Hall of Honor, Ron Gross Motorsports, number 88 of Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88, Tyler Blank in the 75. Lap 1 for Tyler Blank. It's going to be 16th quick, 13.838 for Tanner Thorson. He goes 9th quick at 13.290 through 1.3292 for car number 88, Tanner Thorson on lap 1. Tyler Blank off of turn number 4 to complete his qualifying run. It's better to a 13.717. Tanner Thorson will slow down on lap 2 to a 13.467. His first one was better, 13.292. 9th quick for Tanner Thorson and 17th quick for Tyler Blank. And that is going to do it here tonight for Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Your fastest driver overall here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway, driving car number 19. It's Brent Marks, 13.039 for the driver of Myerstown, Pennsylvania. And you're getting a look at his qualifying run right now to see how he did it. Went out relatively late to put down the best time overall. So it was Marks P1, then Cy Lynch, then Rico Abreu, Zeb Wise, and Xavier Doney with a top 5 result in his flight of qualifying here tonight at the at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Flight A, it was Corey Eliason P1, Corey Day P2, Justin Peck in 3rd, Tyler Courtney in 4th, and Brenham Crouch in 5th. As you see, Marks coming across the line right there. And this is going to be definitely a big night for Brent Marks, as you probably saw on social media here over the last couple of hours and days, that unfortunately his crew guy, Dennis Christ, or otherwise known as Fudd, got injured in a issue back at the Lake Ozark Speedway in the pit area. He is here tonight after having surgery on his leg. It's great to see Fudd back at the racetrack, and he is trying to take it easy. He's going to try not to scrape any mud or do anything crazy to make that healing process last a little bit longer. So a good little present there from Brent Marks to get him a quick time here this evening in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. So next up, it looks like it's going to be the Modifieds coming onto the racetrack for their hot lap sessions. So for that, let's turn it over to Shane Freeby and Trenton Berry. Guys, take it away.
All right, Chase, thank you very much. Glad to have everyone along for the Heartland Modified Tour. Not only is the Kubota High Limit Racing Sprint Cars in the house, but this is the second appearance for the Heartland Modified Tour. I'm Shane Freeby. Trenton Berry's putting the headset on. He is one of the main men for the Heartland Modified Tour. Man, glad to have you back. 50 cars last time. What an impressive show you had just about a month ago. This was an invite-only event. Had to limit it to 26 cars, but still you got 26 of the best mods in the Midwest.
Man, awful proud of the field that's here to race this weekend and go after it. No points on the line, just appearance points only. So these guys are just racing for a paycheck and a little bit of glory here on a big stage. You know, this will be our biggest stage of the year. We get to run the Heartland Modified Tour presented by Real Wheels on. So we've been looking awfully forward to this for a long time.
Saw Terry Phillips come out in the 75 out of Springfield, Missouri. Last time you guys were here, he was the guy that won. That was back on May 11th. He is number 9 in the Heartland Modified Tour point standings right now in the Bloodline Chassis, Don Babb Motorsports, and Andy Frozen Custard. And then our defending champ is the next in line, the 21 of Ryan Middaugh. He's from up the road in Fulton, Missouri, and MB Customs Chassis and Mullins Power Plant. Hitachi Energy, Bucks Flooring, and Wright Brothers Store. Some of the sponsors on the gentleman that is now second in points. He's still been able to have good finishes, even though he has not picked up his first win here at Lucas Oil Speedway as of yet. He picked up a win at Callaway back in April. Jason Pursley is the current point leader here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks, and Ryan Middaugh is only 14 points back. The Mountain Hope Missile, Tad Davis out of Mountain Hope, Kansas behind him. Number 6 in the Heartland Modified Tour point standings. Leadfoot Express, Flint Hills Stone, and 2M Motorsports. A couple of sponsors for Tad Davis. The number 19 is the Rocket Man, Chris Kratzer out of Hayesville, Kansas. Wichita Tire and Alignment, O'Hara, and O'Hara Attorneys at Law. He has got a good partner in that. If anything comes up, they've got his back.
Always good for a racer to have the law on their side. You know, that's kind of been one of my long-standing go-to statements.
The Rooster, Chevy Coleman, and the number 41. The Mullins Chassis KBS Power Plant. The 21 of Greg Scheffler is a local and a regular here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Used to be a B-Mod driver, ran modifieds a handful of times last year, now going full-time. And then what a youngster in Tanner Mullins here, Trenton. He picked up his first ever USMTS win here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Maybe tonight will be another big night for him.
Man, you know, Tanner's had lots of engine troubles here so far, as we see one. Tad Davis, quite a bit of smoke rolling out the back of his race car right there. But speaking of the 02 of Tanner Mullins, you were touching on, he blew up an engine last Saturday night over at the 81 Speedway in Park City, Kansas at the USMTS race, and that was his 4th engine of the year that's let go. So they're down to their final power plant right now, but USMTS has a little while till they're back. So fortunately, Tanner was able to be here. Although the team's wounded, they're not down and out for sure.
Tough break for Tad there. You saw the 712 of Trevor Hughes and the 38 of Jason Pursley. He is the superintendent from just down the road at Skyline High School, and he is currently your point leader here at Lucas Oil Speedway.